That is the perfection of yoga. And similarly, when you do the deity worship, you chant this prayer, right? Om Tat Vishnu Paramam Pada Sada Pasyanti Surya Divyu Chakshu Pratitam Tad Viprasa. Like that. So like that, if you meditate on the Lord, internally and externally, you are always purified. Internally we, externally serve the devotees and the deities. That's how we purify ourselves. And so a pure person or sages and so on, they can see the Lord once they are pure. They can see Him. They can see the eternal abode in Vaikuntha just looking up. That's what the prayer is. Vishnu Paramam Padam. Because they have taken shelter of the Lord's lotus feet. Therefore, and in the next verse, the next paragraph, Prabhupada says, the same purpose is served when a devotee worships the form of the Lord in the temple. Okay? There's no difference between devotional service in the temple and meditation on the form of the Lord. Because we are not good at meditating the form of the Lord, we should be doing deity worship. Alright? Since the form of the Lord is the same whether He appears within the mind or in some concrete element, there are 8 kinds of forms recommended for the devotees to see. This is in the 11th canto, Uddhava Gita. The forms may be made out of sand, clay, wood or stone. They may be contemplated within the mind or made of jewels, metal or painted colors. But all the forms are of the same value. It is not that one who meditates on the form within the mind sees differently from one who worships the form in the temple. No, it's the same. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is absolute, and there is therefore no difference between the two. The impersonalists who desire to disregard the eternal form of the Lord imagine some round figure. They especially prefer the Omkara, which also has form. And now Prabhupada says very nicely. In Bhagavad Gita, it is stated that Omkara is the letter form of the Lord. Letter, Omkara. Okay. So the Lord has different forms. One is through the word. Yeah. Similarly, there are statue forms and painting forms of the Lord. In the next paragraph, Prabhupada says the devotee is called Punya Shloka. As one becomes purified by chanting the holy name of the Lord, so one can become purified simply by chanting the name of a holy devotee. Okay, so that's why it's nothing wrong in chanting. Jaya Prabhupada. Nothing wrong. The pure devotee of the Lord and the Lord Himself are non-different. It is sometimes feasible to chant the name of a holy devotee. This is a very sanctified process. Prabhupada is making it clear, it's nothing wrong. Lord Chaitanya was once chanting the holy name of the gopis when his students criticized him. Why are you chanting the names of the gopis? Why not Krishna? Lord Chaitanya was irritated by the criticism. And so there was some misunderstanding between him and his students. I think he left, right? He wanted to chastise them for desiring to instruct him on the transfer process of chanting.
The student?
Yeah, some of his students. That's why he went later to take sunglasses out.
Yeah.
So these people didn't understand what I'm doing. So there's nothing wrong in chanting the names. But we are not in the platform. So we should follow what the Acharya told us to chant. So we chant
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And finally, in the last paragraph, towards the end, Prabhupada writes, the conclusion is that a perfect yogi should always be accustomed to seeing the form of the Lord. And unless the mind is fixed in that way, he should continue practicing yoga. So that means we are not accustomed to it. So we should be practicing our sadhana properly. Okay? And that means we should go to the temple and see the deities, picture of Krishna, like that. Reading the Bhagavad Gita, we see him in as scripture also.
So in all the traditional temple communities like Puri or Tirupati, small kids from day one, they are automatically playing with the Lord.
Yeah.
So they are very exalted.
Of course. Of course, they say personalities in the demigods see people in Jagannath Puri with 4 hands. Text 19. Stitam rajantam asinam
Stitam rajantam asinam
sayanam va guhashayam
sayanam va guhashayam
vrikshaniye hitam dhyayaj
vrikshaniye hitam dhyayaj
chuddha bhavena cetasa. Thus, always merged in devotional service, the yogi visualizes the Lord standing, moving, lying down, or sitting within him. For the pastimes of the Supreme Lord are always beautiful and attractive. So unless you read the pastimes, how do you know how the Lord moved and stand and so on? Then you don't know. You can't really understand. When you see the Lord riding the chariot of Arjuna, then you can at least visualize, right? If you've seen the deities and so on, if you read properly. Otherwise, you can't. It's not possible. Then you start to speculate. Correct? You may want to think, oh, he's standing, sitting, or maybe he was skating. You may think. Right? We are very, very innovative. That's right. Huh? Yeah, we will think like that. Right, when he's wrestling, when they say wrestling with the wrestlers, then we think of the wrestling match. But it's different, Mustika and all, different kind. You have to read actually how he beat them up. Then you can understand, oh, this is how he did it. They would go stand around, walk around like that. You read the pastime?
And then he takes his fist and
yes, something like that. So you have to read, then you know exactly. In the Prabhupada writes, the process of meditating on the form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead within oneself and the process of chanting the glories and pastimes of the Lord are the same. So for us, we should chant the glories of the pastimes of the Lord. The only difference is that hearing and fixing the mind on the pastime of the Lord is easier than visualizing the form of the Lord within one's heart. Okay? Therefore, we should do that. Because as soon as one begins to think of the Lord, especially in this age, the mind becomes disturbed. And due to so much agitation, the process of seeing the Lord within the mind is interrupted. You'll think of the Lord, and next thing you think of yourself. Right? You think, oh, I'm doing this, I have to do that. I'm so good.
Some mind says, oh, you're doing it, doing it.
You're so good, yeah. When there is sound vibrated praising the transcendental person of the Lord, however, one is forced to hear. So therefore we should attend kirtans like that. Or listen to some kirtan, Prabhupada's chanting, Prabhupada kirtans like that. As soon as you hear kirtan and so on, you're doing yoga. It's true. It is considered yoga because you're connecting with Krishna. That's what yoga means.
Even after 1 hour of kirtan,
you can still going on. You can hear it. Yeah.
When you hear some kirtan in the morning, the entire day that it happens to me.
Good. And then you should do
same
tune going in your mind. That's okay as long as it's kirtan. Similarly, when you go to some shopping center to buy something, some stupid song go in your mind. And you, like Christmas time, jingle bells. So then you have to sing jingle something Hare Krishna, like that. You change it, then you'll be singing Krishna, and then the tune should go away. Otherwise, easily disturbed. We are easily disturbed.
So in India, there's all these Christians, they are converting, right? A lot of converting. Like we went to Mayapur, remember, together. We placed there
Yeah, right.
church and everything. So now they have started having kirtan for Jesus.
Yeah, social convention.
Now, the person who did some of our altar work here, what's his name? Baba Mistri? Bharat Mistri. So last time Ranso the Prabhu went to his whatever studio or whatever you call it, and then he was making a deity of Jesus also. So even Christians are getting into deity worship.
Idol worship.
Idol worship. Idol worship. Their whole religion is based on not doing idol worship, and now there is a deity of Jesus.
Yeah, they talk one way and now it's all they change. Anyway, Prabhupada says hearing chanting is important. So in this age of Kali Yuga, Lord Chaitanya has recommended that one should always engage in chanting and hearing Bhagavad Gita. The Lord also says that the Mahatmas or great souls always engage in the process of chanting the glories of the Lord, and just by hearing others derive the same benefit. Mahatmanastu Mam Yoga. No, that's it. Yeah, text 20. Tasmillabdha padam chittam sarvavayava samstitam vilakshaikatra samyujya ange bhagavato muni. In fixing his mind on the eternal form of the Lord, the yogi should not take a collective view of all his limbs, but should fix the mind on each individual limb of the Lord. It's like when you go to the temple, you have to look at the feet, at the calves, at the thigh, at the navel, chest, the neck, the hands, the face, like that. Now focus nicely. That's meditation. Not like he says the whole thing. Oh, okay. That's what I was saying the other day, right? Guy came from so far, said, oh, I came from out of country, I want to come take darshan. So I told him, go and take darshan. So he went. Within 5 minutes, he came out. I said, what do you think? No, I got to go somewhere.
Came from out of country.
Yeah, out of country. And it's like crazy person. So what are they looking at actually? Actually, they came all the way to give darshan to the dead.
Attendance.
Yeah, you're so fortunate, my Lord, I'm here.
Like, can't come, so I'll come.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not Sakshi Gopal. I'm the Sakshi. What a rascal. Sometimes you feel very angry with these people because when at the last minute when the curtains are closing during Aarti, they'll come running. Then you see 1 or 2 days, they'll do the same thing. Then you ask them, we are closing at this time. Why are you running and telling us to keep it open? Such rascaldom, because they think they own the Lord also.
So here, first time I've seen like this, the snail.
Yeah, that's one of the.
It's the first time I have noticed.
It's like a threshold.
Yeah, it is like there is a few verses.
Even in Sanskrit, it is like that.
In Sanskrit I've seen, but in English I've never seen.
Oh,
the same thing.
1 or 2 places there is. I don't know how the sound is still the same, no, or silent.
That's what,
Yeah. What does that imply? That nothing. It's just.
No, that has some has to something. But it has to means.
Omkara also has that, right? No. Whenever you have that in Hindi, you are making emphasis on that particular word. So it is not tasmil, but it is tasmil. You are putting emphasis on
emphasis.
Something has to.
Yeah, something has to be. Otherwise, why would you?
Okay, there is emphasis.
Emphasis, yeah. Tasmil.
On the form.
Form.
Emphasis. Yeah, change. Okay, text 21. Sancintaye Bhagavata Charanarvindam
Sancintaye Bhagavata Charanarvindam
Vajram Kushadvaja Saroruhalanchannadyam
Vajram Kushadvaja
Uttungarakta Vilasannaka Chakravala
Uttangarakta Vilasannaka Chakravala
Jyotsna Vidahatamahadridayanadakaram
Yosa
Anda The devotee should first concentrate his mind on the Lord's lotus feet, which are adorned with the marks of a thunderbolt, a god, a banner, and a lotus. The splendor of their beautiful ruby nails resembles the orb of the moon and dispels the thick gloom of one's heart.
Gold.
You know, it's like a plant, no?
No, it says your rod for driving elephants.
Yeah, it's like a stick,
Stick to
Yeah.
but it's from a. Is it made of a plant or a wood? I'm not sure. God.
This could be metal.
This is a metal also, could be, right? Yeah. Good. So just a stick.
It's the same like a Krishna holds stick in Vrindavan, handrest.
No.
Handrest.
No.
No, Ankush has got a sharp edge. They use it for
Yeah,
elephants.
it is a sharp edge. It's for elephants.
Ganesh was a spiked stick.
Like this.
Like this.
Yeah, they do to prod the animal to move forward. This looks scary.
Yeah. Yes. So funny. This is more demoniac, Ankush.
No, it is possible, it's possible. Because if you read the Kavala to the pastime, the elephant driver was forcing the elephant to attack Krishna by pushing it with the god.
Yeah, that's where we see the reference.
Anyway, in the Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada writes, the Mayavadi says that because one is unable to fix his mind on the impersonal existence of the Absolute Truth, one can imagine any form he likes and fix his mind on that imaginary form. But such a process is not recommended here. Imagination is always imagination and results only further imagination. So you can see, right? Here, exactly description, and they say you can imagine. Rascals. Prabhupada is so I like that so much, the way Prabhupada says that. Text 22. Yachaucha nishrita sarit pravarodakena itena mudnyadikritena siva sivo bhut Dhyatu manashamala shaila nishrishta vajram Dhyayat chiram bhagavatas charanaravindam Blessed Lord Shiva becomes all the more blessed by bearing on his head the holy waters of the Ganges, which has its source in the water that washed the Lord's lotus feet. The Lord's feet act like thunderbolts hurled to shatter the mountain of sin stored in the mind of the meditating devotee. One should therefore meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for a long time. The emphasis is the lotus feet. So it benefits Lord Shiva, it benefits the devotees. That's why the verse is written.
Yeah, Indradura Maharaj once, when he took his yatra to the Kaliya Ghat, he said, you have to meditate that the feet of the Lord are in your head and getting rid of your sin, because our head is full of nonsense.
So here it confirms the mountain of sin. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes,
Prabhu, here whenever Lord is referred, it is to Paramatma or Bhagavan.
hmm?
Whenever Lord is referred in all these verses.
This description is about the Paramatma. So what is your problem?
I just want to understand what is referred there.
So poetic and beautiful. Too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this look of Paramatma.
No, there's nothing wrong. You can see that Paramatma is coming from Krishna also. It's an expansion of Krishna. So there's nothing wrong.
Actually, all of our books, like if you look Science of Self-Realization,
Paramatma.
they show the Paramatma form.
Yeah.
Not the lotus feet of Krishna.
Right. So in the purport, Prabhupada writes, in this verse, the position of Lord Shiva specifically mentioned impersonally suggests that the Absolute Truth has no form, and that one can therefore equally imagine the form of Vishnu or Lord Shiva or the goddess Durga or their son Ganesha. But actually the Supreme Personal Godhead is the Supreme Master of everyone. You know, we can't, it doesn't even matter if it's Paramatma or another feature. First of all, we can't even focus. If you can even see Paramatma, it will be so wonderful, no?
One feature also.
Isn't it? All our troubles are finished if we can see him. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela, it is said, Ekela Ishvara Krishna Arasava Dhritya. The Supreme Lord is Krishna, and everyone else, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, not to mention other demigods, is a servant of Krishna. So here, Lord Shiva is important because he's holding on his head the holy Ganges water, which has its origin in the foot wash of Lord Vishnu. In the Hari Bhakti Vilas by Sanatana Goswami, it is said that anyone who puts the Supreme Lord and the demigods, including Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma, on the same level at once becomes a Pasandi or atheist. Okay, so the Lord is not equal to anyone. He is, there's no second. He is alone, always. Another significant point of this verse is that the mind of the conditioned soul, on account of its association with the material energy from time immemorial, contains heaps of dirt in the form of desires to lord it over material nature. Very true. Right? We want to only enjoy. This dirt is like a mountain, but a mountain can be shattered when hit by a thunderbolt. Meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord acts like a thunderbolt on the mountain of dirt in the mind of the yogi. Actually, there is thunderbolt and all on his feet. Yeah, the sign, symbol there. So all is there. So Lord can smash us with his feet. If a yogi wants to shatter the mountain of dirt in his mind, he should concentrate on the lotus feet of the Lord and not imagine something void or impersonal. Because the dirt has accumulated like a solid mountain, one must meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for quite a long time. For one who's accustomed to thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord constantly, however, it is a different matter. The devotees are so fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord that they do not think of anything else. Those who practice the yoga system must meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord for a long time after following the regulative principles and thereby controlling the senses. There is a pastime where Krishna was thinking, why these people are always meditating on my lotus feet? So then he took a form as a baby and he lay on the banyan leaf and he pulled the feet and then start sucking to see what is it there. So that he is called as Vadapatra Sai.
This is also the form which
Markandeya
Markandeya
sees.
And the cosmic entity.
Yeah.
Scary.
So, Prabhu, meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, one is visually, seeing the form, maybe the photo or just feet of the Lord. Other one is also like serving the Lord, right? Like, what does it mean to meditate on the lotus feet of the
It's
Lord?
actually meditating in here.
Okay, just like
This
seeing.
Prabhupada is talking about meditating this one. This is, we are talking about meditation. So meditating on the actual lotus feet. So
mentally
on the
connected.
deity feet, on the picture of the deity's feet, like that. Yeah, you can meditate like that. Of course, when we say following in the footsteps of someone, we're talking about the instructions of that person. That's the difference. But for the Lord, you can meditate on His form. So here it's talking about the feet. The wonderful benefits of meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord. What you were thinking of?
No, I was thinking, I don't know whether we can, maybe somebody can for a long period just see the form.
Yeah, that's
That's the
the
level.
samadhi area. Yeah.
I think there's a poem also, right? Govindas wrote about Abhayacharana. Take the shelter of the lotus feet.
Mm.
Govinda like Abhayacharana. So your fear will go away.
Abhayacharana. That song? Yeah.
So he's talking about lotus feet only.
Yeah.
But that is bhajan.
That's about the mind.
Yeah,
Focus on the
Focus on lotus feet.
lotus.
Abhayacharana.
Okay. But why not face or eyes? I mean, I don't understand why only.
You are a servant, so servants look at the
Focuses on
feet
the feet.
first, and then once you're qualified, you can look up.
He said even Radharani only looks at the feet of the Lord. So who are we?
Taking humble position.
Because the feet is more merciful. You can say like that also. Yeah. He's more merciful when you look at his feet. That's why he himself wanted to say why they're looking at my feet.
So he did it 2 times. One is Vadavata Sai and one is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wants to see how Radharani feels.
Oh, yeah. So no, many times the Lord comes for different reasons. Like when he had a back itch, he became a kurma, so that they can scratch his back. I mean, it sounds funny, but yeah, he needed the Mandara mountain to scratch. Yeah. So like that, yeah. But yeah, lotus feet.
At the same time, like he's holding the entire cosmic manifestation as a kurma. He's there.
Yeah, as kurma also. He's also holding the all the entire universe as
Eternally he is
Sankarshan,
holding
Ananta.
that in the Sankarsana.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Under
That's
Anantadev, there is
Under Anantadev is
Made-
kurma.
So the 4 elephants, Anantadev and then Kurma. Is the
It's in
hierarchy.
Dikphala
Dikphala.
first.
if you see the picture, it's
On the side on top.
Right.
Later you can see.
Okay.
Don't worry. On the right hand side. So in the next paragraph, Prabhupada writes, the Mayavadis imagine that one can think of the lotus feet of Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma or the goddess Durga to achieve liberation, but this is not so. You see? You can't meditate on anyone else's feet. You can't meditate on your own feet also. Don't laugh, because I've seen devotees who have become somehow contaminated. That they record their own chanting and give to people.
Correct.
I've seen. Yeah. They record their chanting and then they give to new people and say, listen to this, it will help you. So they become like that. So when I say you look at your own lotus field to chant and meditate, oh look how wonderful my lotus.
But that's how Mayavadi started. Krishna
Yeah,
used to meditate on himself.
That's
so
why they
started.
are atheistic.
Hmm.
Because they don't want the Lord. They actually cover atheism.
Gautama knows the Nyaya philosophy. He's written the Nyaya. Proponent that philosophy, he was always looking down.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so there is a precedent.
There you go. You know?
He's always looking down.
Yeah, they meditate on themselves, right? Yeah. Nonsense.
I don't know. I think he was looking at his feet, but he was always looking down.
Yeah, so here the word is Bhagavata, Prabhupada uses. Bhagavata is specifically mentioned, means of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu here. Nobody else. Alright? Another phrase is Shiva Shivo Bhut. By his constitutional position, Lord Shiva is always great and auspicious. But since he has accepted on his head the Ganges water, which emanated from the lotus feet of the Lord, he has become even more auspicious and important. The stress is on the lotus feet of the Lord. The relationship with the lotus feet of the Lord can even enhance the importance of Lord Shiva, or to speak of other ordinary living entities. So this is all about the feet.
Feet, lotus feet.
Okay, physically, Lord's feet. It's amazing, no? Text 23. Janu dvayam jala jalochanaya jananya
Janodvayam Chalajalocanaya Jananya
Lakshmya kilasya suravanditaya vidatu
Lakshmya Kilasya Suravanditaya Vidatu
Urvo nidaya karapallavarochi sayat
Purvo Nidaya Karapalavarochi Saya
Samlalitam vridi vibhu rabhavasya kuryat.
Samlalitam Vidibho Navasya Uya
The yogi should fix in his heart the activities of Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune, who is worshipped by all demigods and is the mother of the Supreme Person, Brahma. She can always be found massaging the legs and thighs of the Transcendental Lord, very carefully serving him in this way. So this is meditating on the Garbhadaksha Vishnu actually. Yeah? Because otherwise how can you see her massaging the feet? So in the second paragraph, Prabhupada writes, since transcendental behavior is different from mundane behavior, it should not be taken that the Lord receives service from his wife. It is advised here, just as a demigod or human being might receive service from his wife. So it's a difference here. Because Lakshmi is a potency of the Lord. It's a transcendental potency. She's not an ordinary person. It is advised here that the yogi always keep this picture in his heart. The devotee always thinks of this relationship between Lakshmi and Narayana. Therefore, he does not meditate on the mental plane as impressionalists and voidists do. Okay? So again, Prabhupada is always emphasizing and making sure that we don't get confused about impersonalism and that. There is a person, there's Lakshmi there, there's Narayan there. Everyone is actively doing, their personalities. It's not some energy or something they're thinking. Right? He doesn't have a material body. He is spiritual, therefore Lakshmi Devi, who's also serving him, is also spiritual.
So Brahma is considered Visarga then, or still under Sarga?
No, not Sarga. He's Visarga. How can he be Sarga? Sarga is only done by Krishna.
Lord Vishnu.
Nobody does Sarga. Who can agitate the Pradhan? Text 24. Guru Suparna Bhujayor Adisho Vanava
Suparna Pujayor Adishobanana
Ojo Nidiyat Sikha Kusuma Vabasau
Ojo Nidhi Satsika Kusumavasu
Yalam Dipita Varavasa Sivatamana
Yalam Vidita Varavasa Sivartamana
Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam.
Kanchi Kalapa Parirambi Nitamba Bimbam.
Next, the yogi should fix his mind in meditation on the personality of Godhead's thighs, the storehouse of all energy. The Lord's thighs are whitish blue, like the luster of the linseed flower, and appear most graceful when the Lord is carried on the shoulders of Garuda. Also, the yogi should contemplate his rounded hips, which are encircled by a girdle that rests on the exquisite yellow silk cloth that extends down to his ankles. Sometimes devotees like to dress Krishna wearing like short pants or something, right?
In summer.
Yeah. No, in summer, right? But we should follow according to scripture. So he should be dressed properly.
Yeah, one of the Goswami temples, whatever the Prabhu was saying,
Yeah.
they put some kind of Western clothes, they put cell phone on Krishna.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
I don't know why.
Description by Kapila.
Exactly, you should. No, it's true. Yeah. Sometimes devotees they get carried away and say no, he wears short with the No, they pull the dhoti all. He's a cowherd boy, so he pulls up. But etiquette is you shouldn't show the tie. So so Krishna follows the thing properly. So we shouldn't show. You shouldn't be above the knee actually. So when you all dress, make sure you all don't do that.
Otherwise, it's a big offense to the Lord.
I mean, otherwise we are speculating. That's my point.
But won't Krishna want variety too from winter, summer, different
Yeah, but
seasons?
he is also Maryada Purushottam at the same time. He follows rules also. He says, if I don't follow rules, then I am the cause of all the Varna Shankar. So he also follows rules, at least within the material realm. You can dress in your own home how you want. Yeah, that's your private, but the deities are a lot public, people come and see public. So here linseed flower is bluish in color. Yeah, there you go.
So what is it called linseed in Telugu, Hindi?
Linseed is what is that?
It's like flaxseed?
No, not
Till.
till, really?
Yeah.
Till is linseed.
No, it's a different till. It's not sesame.
Yeah, till is sesame, but this doesn't look like sesame flower.
Atasika kusuma.
Kusuma is flower. Atasika.
Atasika. I don't know.
I always thought
Hindi.
linseed is sesame. No,
Yeah, I thought flaxseed. That's what I thought.
flaxseed.
Yeah?
Flax.
Yeah.
Flax is different than till.
Flaxseed,
Flax is this American till. basically.
No, that's what it is.
Oh, okay.
Linseed is
Flax.
flax.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what they call. What
This is
color?
Shabdakosh, the meaning of flax plant in
Alsi. Tamil, what is this word?
Alsi.
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 Ali.
Alsi.
Ali.
Maduna Gudda.
Telugu Madi.
Madana Ginja. Madana Ginja.
Madana Ginja. Madana Ginja.
Madan Ginja.
Okay, you got it.
They are happy.
We never had
All
a
the things.
Okay,
yes,
that's
same
enough.
place. Somewhere I think I've seen it.
Flowers, yes.
Yeah, flowers, that's what
Anyway, Srila Prabhupada wants us to dress deities nicely. And of course, yellow is for Krishna or Vishnu or Narayan. But he wanted, according to the Pancharatika, you can put any color for Krishna.
There's some specific days, specific.
Yeah, they follow certain days, certain color like that. Like Monday is Somavara, so it's moon, so it's white color like that. Tuesday is Mercury, so it's like reddish, like that. So there's different. Wednesday is Venus, so it's green.
I think in our temple also they're following that, right? I've seen white.
I
red,
don't think
green.
so.
No?
Ekadashi.
I think
Ekadasi is white.
night dress is white.
Ekadasi is usually pink or red or white, silver.
Yeah, silver and white, red we have one.
So
Okay.
DT ministry has some guidelines around this, or
I mean, there is. You can check the books. You can follow. It's not hard and fast rules. Some temples like to follow, some don't. Some just any color, any day. Yeah. Nothing wrong. As long as Krishna is dressed nicely, properly according to standards. Yeah. Yeah, in some places,
They do
some
put
places,
shorts and all.
huh?
They put shorts and all for the Lord.
Yeah, I've seen it.
in our temple also one day I saw the dhoti was pulled very high because it was hot outside. But Maryada is only knees, right? You
Yeah.
cannot show the knees.
Yeah.
So again,
We have shorts actually.
Huh?
We have shorts.
Oh, we have.
Yeah, one or few dress we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the shorts should be up to the knees.
They are up to the knee only, not up only. It's below knee actually. Pant.
Only dance.
Text 25. Naviradam bhuvana kosha guhodarastam
Naviradam bhuvanaushasam
Yatratmayoni dishana kila loka padmam
Yatratmayoni Krishna Lokapadman
Yudam harin mani vishatanayoramusya
Yudam Harim Manishasanayoramusya
Dhyaye dvayam vishadahara mayukka gauram
Dhyaye Dvayam Vishadahara
The yogi should then meditate on his moon-like navel in the center of his abdomen. From his navel, which is the foundation of the entire universe, sprang the lotus stem containing all the different planetary systems. The lotus is the residence of Brahma, the first created being. In the same way, the yogi should concentrate his mind on the Lord's nipples, which resemble a pair of most exquisite emeralds and which appear whitish because of the rays of the milk white pearl necklaces adorning his chest. Again, this is Garbhodakasha Vishnu. So you can see, how to meditate nicely. Anyway, what is that? Angani yasya sakalendi vriddhimati vasya. So any part of the Lord is as good as any other portion. So we shouldn't worry so much. But at least there are some pictures of the Lord, Garbhodakasha, the waves, creation, the lotus coming. So those we can also meditate like that.
Lot of temples in South India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Bihar, Garbhodakasha.
Padmanabha, like that.
All are Garbhodakasha. Yesterday, whatever prasad we had.
Yeah.
It was another. But in Guruvayur, it is. Yesterday, we had some prasad. Small one.
All right, we'll stop here.
Krishna.
No, in Guruvayur, it is Krishna. 200 pounds. So went by the fish section. Fish mouth.
Ananta Swami's right hand is on the Shivalinga. Basically, his hand is on the Shivalinga, and left hand is apparently raised.
I wouldn't know. Is that right?
I don't know.
Because Rompat Maharaj was saying in the lecture this time when Padma went there, she was telling me on the phone. I just listened to some lectures also. We were on the phone and I was listening.
So we'll continue tomorrow. One question you all need to know for your exam. You need to know all the 10 chapters, titles.
In Sanskrit. In Sanskrit.
Look what he's asking.
English.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right hand is it? Shivalingam.
Oh, there is?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Most people don't notice it. That's what Maharaj was saying.
Because it doesn't look like linga from here.
And this is the conch. Prabhu. We have.
The conch.
Here.
No, he's talking about this. Yeah, now
Ananta
you can
Padmanabha
see.
deity, a specific deity, not the Garbhodakasha Vishnu.
Yeah, now you can see.
Yeah, now you can see.